Rachel with Maggie, and today she and I are going to work on our loose leash walking, since I heard that the collar may have caused some irritation for her, so she has her new harness. It's also a good opportunity for us to practice the loose leash walking with her with the harness, so she's used to how that feels. So we're in the small dog area, and she's not on her leash yet because Maggie likes to turn into a sled dog when we head towards the gate. So we're going to really practice the loose leash walking in here, going through the gates, and then around on the entire property. So let's see how she does. She's all ready. Maggie, come here. Good girl. Okay, off Rainbow. So Rainbow wants to play with her. Now remember the two methods we have for loose leash walking. The back method, where she starts pulling, you plant your feet, pat your leg or snap your fingers and say Maggie back, and wait for her to respond and come back to you so you have some nice slack in the leash. And then there's also what I call the reverse method, which as she pulls, you turn 180 degrees from where she's pulling, give the leash a little tug and say Maggie this way, and go in the opposite direction. Now, usually Maggie is pretty excited and always wants to go, full tilt forward. But if she gets distracted by something else or is like sniffing something and lagging behind you, the reverse method can be really useful for those things too, because you say Maggie was pulling that way and I was trying to walk this way, I wouldn't turn back behind me. I would turn 180 degrees from her and go in that direction. And it's also easy just to give her a little tug and say this way and continue straight. So I'm going to mix it up with both methods to see how she does. So here we go. Come on, Maggie. Good girl. Okay, she's paying pretty good attention here, which is really good. Good girl. Okay, I'm going to walk back and forth here a couple of times to see if Rainbow off. See if she will start pulling. Doing really well. Remember, for Maggie's security and your comfort, to hold the leash, you put your thumb through the loop and make a fist. That way, as long as your fist stays closed, there's no way that this leash can come out of your fist. And also, if Maggie does start running and pulling all of a sudden, this is really comfortable and it won't hurt your hand when she does pull. So come on, Max. Okay, she's doing very well. She's paying off, Rainbow. She's paying very good attention and knows to walk loosely on a leash. So she has the whole length of the leash and she's doing a really great job, which is good to see. Maggie definitely knows that it's work mode when the leash goes on. So Maggie, wait. Wait. Okay. Okay, so we'll go through here. Maggie, wait. Okay. Very nicely done. Maggie, back. Maggie, back. Maggie, back. Good girl. Good job. Remember, we don't use treats for loose leash walking. The treat is that we get to continue our walk. Good girl. Maggie, back. Good job. Good girl. Okay, so she's doing well. Maggie, this way. Now, a lot of times with the back method, that's harder to use when the dog is super excited or super distracted. That's because you're just stopping and waiting for them to come back to you. With the reverse method, you're turning around and you're taking off without them, which kind of catches their attention a little bit more by doing something else, instead of you just waiting for her to stop sniffing what she's sniffing and come back to you. So if Maggie is super excited, I definitely suggest using the reverse method. We're just going to keep walking around, and I'm going to walk her kind of along here, so maybe she will find something to sniff and we can get more practice in with her. Maggie, this way. Good girl. Good girl. Maggie, back. Maggie, back. Okay, so it seems like there she was kind of taking advantage of me there. she wasn't coming back to me. She was just kind of making a circle on her leash there. So I think for her, the reverse method might be the best way to go. Maggie, sit. Another thing I want to work on is good leash walking in general. If I can remember, I'm going to have her sit every time that I stop. That's really good practice for her. Maggie, sit. Sit. Good girl. It's helpful if you take her in and you're, say, checking in at the hospital, retirement home, or wherever you're going to do your therapy work with Maggie, and also taking her for walks on the street. Like if you have to stop at a crosswalk, you want Maggie to sit and you don't want her going forward at all and getting into the road or anything like that. So we're going to walk around here a bit more since she didn't do this perfectly. We're going to master this area before we go out into anything new since she was pulling a little bit. So Maggie, come on. Good girl. Maggie, this way. Good girl. Good job. Very good so far. Good girl, Maggie. Good girl. Good job. Hey, come on. Sit. Sit. Good sit. Good job, Maggie. Okay, so she's done really well. She's comfortable with the smells here. So now we can go out into more areas. Now I see that she's not used to this harness. It's kind of roughing up her hair in areas she's not used to. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully she'll get used to that feeling pretty soon. Okay, Maggie. Wait. Wait. Okay. Maggie, this way. Good girl. Okay, so she was pulling a little bit off to the side there, but now she's doing well. And I'm going to take her over in this area and up a little bit because this is not usually where you walk her when you bring her in. So hopefully it'll get her exposed to some new things today. Maggie, this way. Good girl. Definitely interested in this grass over here. Maggie, this way. Good job. Maggie, this way. Maggie, back. Back. Maggie, back. Good girl. So here we have a little bit of slack in the leash, so that's when we can continue. Notice as we're getting up here, where she's not as familiar, the pulling starts. Come on, Maggie. Maggie, back. Back. Maggie, this way. Okay, so she wasn't responding to the back method. Again, she was still staying tight on the leash and just kind of going in a circle. So that's a little bit of cheating. And so that's why I just kind of took her back a little bit just to get her attention a little bit more. Now we can continue. We don't have to go all the way that way. This way. This way. This way. Okay, she's doing lots of just kind of running around in a circle so her leash stays tight. So it's really important just to stay consistent with her. Don't let her pull. Whenever she starts pulling, tell her this way and go somewhere else. Good girl. Okay. She has done really great today. Little bit of pulling here and there, but not a lot of charging. She really knows what this leash means. So hopefully we've exposed her to some new things today, so she won't be as tempted to pull. She'll realize that pulling doesn't help no matter what the situation is. So hopefully this will help you guys out too. This was Rachel and Maggie. We were working on loose leash walking.